Oh, what is this, like day 6 of this? Oh my God. I'm telling you. So, if you guys read what the post says, if you study up on the trail and if you study up on Brian Laundrie's sightings, you'll see a few days ago where he was in South Carolina going toward North Carolina. It's spotted again in North Carolina. Then he's been spotted in between North Carolina and Tennessee. So I'm thinking that he spent 2 or 3 days here in the Appalachians up here in Tennessee on the trail. Then you have the guy who dipped in the woods, and then we got on the trail. We was about 25 minutes late, but you know, hey, thing about it is when you're inside and you're on the trail or you're hunting and you're doing the hunting, if you don't have nobody on the outside and you're limited with your resources, then you're fighting never winning battle. And I'm just gonna come right out and say that. If you ain't got the people when you rattle that cage or you shake that tree and you ain't got people in the outside to nab him, and you can't have them spontaneous, you know, we don't have all those resources. We don't have that. So for us to go in and try to do this hunt, or what we've been doing, actually doing the hunt, it's nearly damn impossible, because you'd have to be right up on top of him and have somebody rattling that cage, shaking that tree, whatever you want to call it, at the same damn time, and for him to come out or jump around and, you know, and shake him and rattle him, then nab him. The thing about that is, we don't have resources and that, you know, that power and that say to say, hey, we need helicopters, you know. Let's take helicopters over the bike trail. See how easy that'd be? Nobody's done that. You take a helicopter, you get so low on that bike trail, you can spot out anything. Especially infrared, night vision, all that. So easy, thermal, you can do any of that. But the fact of the matter is, you know, we're killing ourselves. We're just killing ourselves up here, and we're just wasting away doing it, because not only is it affecting, you know, us, our physicalness of it and our abilities, we're also losing on the child predator hunts and child predator stings. But there is a good thing and good side to this. All these leads that we have been reporting and turning in, and people's come to us. So who's really got the leads? Who's really can say, hey, we're on this lead, an actual lead that's been within 24 hours. Our team is the only one that can say that. Predator Hunter Nation is the only one that people can say that about. Think about that. Actual people who are verified through FBI and law enforcement, not once but multiple times, have called them, and within the same area, within a 15-mile radius, 10-mile radius of the sightings of this guy. So, you know, some of these sightings that's happening, like one we was on the other night, wasn't true. What about the other two? The other two now, nobody can say nay or yay, right? They're leaning toward yay. If you see the hunts migrating up toward this area, watch and see. Now, I said this days ago, but if we'd had days ago resources and days ago funds and things to work with, yeah, we could have done a hell of a lot better. You know, we're limited on what we do. These mountains and this trail, I mean, you'd have to have 15-man teams and tons of that. You'd have to have, good God, just in the area we worked and covered. We tried to cover like a 10 to 12 mile radius with about 5 or 6, 7 guys maybe. You know, it don't work. It's not going to come to you like that. That's not how hunting works. That's not how, you know, when you're going after a fugitive. I'm gonna get keys away here, ain't I? when you're going after a fugitive, you shake and rattle that tree, you've got your other backup right then in that certain area. It ain't a nationwide manhunt usually, you know. It ain't a experienced hiker. But here's something else too. I'm gonna give it away. Look at the clothes he's been spotted wearing. Look at the sightings. All clothes are real loose fit clothing, light clothing, shorts, khakis. Are you gonna be in a damn mountains with briars, thickets, and things in shorts? Hell no. Are you gonna have light pants on, like little very, very light, wearable, breathable pants? No. Look at the jogging pants. Look at his stuff. His windbreaker stuff like that he's wearing is sports attire, right? It's sports attire. It's not mountain attire. So that right there makes me critique a lot about him being an actual avid hiker and camper. Because if you say hiker and camper in our culture, well, hell, we're talking about the mountains. We're talking about briars, thickets, you know, where the rabbits run. You talk about someone else's culture and what they call hiking and culture or whatever, and camping out. Well, you're talking about on the side of the road somewhere. Think about that. Big difference. We're up in the deep part of it and in the thickets. And I'm sitting here thinking last night, probably, I don't even know what time it was. I can't remember when I put that last video out, but I was like, good God, them briars eat me alive. I mean, I've got thick clothing on and a jacket on, and it's, oh gosh, you know, pull them out, blood squirt. Like, let me think about this. This guy's everything he's been spotted in, short sleeves, light colored, or light coverings, you know, very, very breathable stuff. Hell no. Why would you be in the mountain areas in that? Think about that. So he may be a hiker, but he's not a mountainer. And you know, he just don't have the resources for that. He don't have the gear to do that. So, but if you take the sightings that he's seen, everything he's been seen on has been open ground. It's been wide open on the side of the road. You know, less traveled roads, because he knows the roads, he knows the area, but less traveled, but still he's there. Every photo that's been given out, especially the big leads in South Carolina going into North Carolina, and the mile radius it takes on that trail to get over into Tennessee. Remember how Tennessee, the North Carolina mountains, how they wrap around. See, a lot of people don't understand that. They kind of wrap each other. Now, that's why you can sit here and be going, all of a sudden you be Tennessee, and all of a sudden North Carolina, and go back around the curve or some shit, and you'll be back in Tennessee again, right? That's how that works. Now, think about this. You may have seasoned people on this case, but how seasoned are they when it comes to the different cultures and the different lifestyles of people who actually stay and live in the mountains? You see, people like myself, Earl, Coffee, people like that, Xander and them, even though Xander's from California, but by God, he's one hell of a mountain guy. I'm telling you, you take people like that, Cody, people who know about these mountains,